Okay, I don't know. What are the 3 most powerful things I've learnt in the last year? Yeah. So, I don't know if I'm going to come up with 3. Let's see. Number 1, you can't do it all. Okay. I'm going through quite a major transition in my life, and I have to take downtime. I have to step away from work more than traditionally I would have, and it turns out that's okay. Other people can do the job as well, John. Isn't that nice to know? But actually, what it's done is it's allowed me to scale my impact. Not only can I create these videos, okay, but I'm working with people who can edit them, get them tuned, get them onto the internet, spread the message as broadly as seems reasonable. And by adding more people and creating systems around me, it means that I can achieve what I want to do with actually less effort on my part. And this is something that if you've read the 4-Hour Work Week, you'll go, well, yeah, duh, John. So, and I've read it and I know it. And this year it's really bearing fruit. I'm starting to understand it. And that's a big difference. So what I would say to you is, before you get to a point where the world decides you need to learn the lesson, start playing with it. What's the work that you do today that somebody else could be doing for you? I'm not saying your job, but is there stuff that you don't want to do that somebody else is willing to do, maybe for money? Play with the idea. You don't have to do it. You don't have to stick to it, even if you do start it. You can bring it back and start doing it yourself. But for me, recognizing and truly understanding it's not all on your shoulders is an incredibly important thing, because it's actually meant in the last few months I've likely had more impact in the ways that I want than in the rest of the year. So that's 1. Number 2 is time. And that may get a few quizzical looks, but the importance of time. I always remember seeing a clip, and I can never remember the man's name, but he had a little black book and his diary was empty. And he was really clear. That's because the only thing, no matter how rich you are, and this was an incredibly wealthy man, the only thing you can't buy is more time. So, and this fits in with that first point, okay? One of the reasons that I use other people to achieve what I want, use is a bad word, work with, collaborate with other people, right? I don't do it all myself, is it frees up the time so that I can do what I want. And at this point in my life, that is spend time with my family. You know, something that we all fall into the trap of in work, I think, of being needed, being wanted, feeling good about it, so we do more of it, and we end up in this cycle. But actually, recognizing that you aren't getting that time back. Are you using it to the best effect? In the agile world, we talk about value so much. A product owner ensuring that the product has the most valuable things worked on now. Well, you only have a finite amount of time. You are the product owner of your life. Are you using that time on the things that matter? And if you are, great. And if you aren't, you might want to think about that. So what else have I learnt this year? They're quite deep ones. Something a little bit lighter is the power of in-person. We've spent 2.5 years hiding from the world into varying degrees. Good old COVID reared its head. I got locked in the house for a year. It wasn't particularly fun. I love my family, but 12 months locked in a house with only them, it's a bit much. But we started going back, working in person, maybe in the office, training courses, conferences. Okay. And I've been talking about this for 2 years, and it's so easy to talk about things and really forget the importance of it. Okay. But the power of in person to get stuff done is phenomenal. It's absolutely amazing to realise that it's not only the focus on the problem, it's not only bringing all those skills to bear that gets it done, it's the relationships, it's the rapport you have with your other people in your team. Going to conferences, meeting people, reconnecting, realising that actually I like people. You know, I love working with them, I love talking to them about lots and lots of different topics. Spending time with them and really thinking, yeah, this is it. It's not all about the remote world. You may have gone to a remote only job, and that's great, but make sure you make time for people, because when you're in person, the conversation is so much richer. You're not only talking about work, you're talking about people's kids, what they did at the weekend. This humanises you, this humanises them and the relationship, and therefore you are better bought into it. You want to help people you like, and it's so much easier to like somebody when you've sat down and had a chat about something that matters to you deeply, yet has nothing to do with work. That might be your hobbies. That might be what you watched on the telly last night. It doesn't matter. In that moment, it's what matters to you and to them. And because of that, you know each other a bit better, you like each other a bit better, and you're willing to do more for them. So there's 3 things. As I said, I'm going through quite a lot at the moment. So the 2 deep ones, I apologise if you're here for more light-hearted stuff, but please do remember, time is the most important thing you have. Work with other people, in person, remotely, however it works for you, to free up that time. Let other people do jobs that they can do that allow you to free up that time. Okay? And remember, the best and most effective way of working with people is in person. If you've got to this point in the video, I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, a like would be appreciated. If you want to hear more from me, more answers to questions that maybe you've got in the Agile world, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question that you really want answered, drop it in the comments. I promise we'll get around to it. Thank you.